The following is used by permission of the participants and is the property of myfaithstory.org, all rights reserved.
My name is Angela Levasseur, and I'm the Chief of Nisituasik Cree Nation. Nisituasik is a northern First Nations community located about an 8-hour drive north of Winnipeg, Manitoba, in Canada. It is a very vibrant and progressive community. Being a chief is a very challenging role. I'm very honored that 2 years ago my people chose me to lead Nisituasik Cree Nation, which is our community. It is similar to leading a government, the same way someone would lead a provincial or federal government. There's myself, and I have 6 counselors that I work with, my colleagues, and they're all very wonderful people. We have a good team. We basically oversee the government and the community. We meet with all levels of government, First Nations and non, and we basically try to make life better for our people. I never aspired to be a politician or to go into politics. I always wanted to become a lawyer since I was 12. And a few years ago, the chief and council at the time asked me if I would go to law school and eventually work for the nation. I was absolutely thrilled to have the opportunity, so I seized it, of course, and I did complete a 4-year law degree at Mitchell Hamlin School of Law in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in the United States. And it was wonderful because it's an amazing law school, and they have the Native American Law and Sovereignty Institute there. After I graduated in July of 2022, we were actually having our chief and council election the following month in August. And I did have community members who had been encouraging me to run for chief, asking me to run for chief. And I was very, very honored that they had that belief in me and that faith in me. But I was really in a bit of a crisis. I had worked so hard to earn my law degree, and I did my very best. You know, I'm humbled but proud to say I made Dean's List, and that was not easy because I do have 5 children. I have a grandchild. My youngest is 6 years old. So it was very challenging to go to law school. And I came to a point where this crisis I was having, it was a struggle of what I wanted to do as opposed to what others wanted me to do. I wanted to get called to the bar. I wanted to practice law and to spend the rest of my life as a lawyer, to fulfill my dream. And the role of a chief demands a lot of service, a lot of sacrifice. You give up a lot of time from your family, a lot of your energy. It really takes a lot out of you. So with this internal struggle, I turn to God. I have an incredible faith in God, and I was raised to believe in God and to pray. In our culture, God is called the Creator, an acknowledgement that He created everything, the earth, the water, the land, the air that we breathe. And some people get that confused, and they'll think we have a different God, but there's only one. And I always tell people that, and our spirituality and our faith should not be a divisive factor, but it is a lot of the time. And so I prayed. I prayed and I said to God, please show me your will. What is it that you want me to do? What do you want me to do with my life at this point? And I just basically just surrendered my will. I just said, whatever it is you want me to do, I will do. And it was hard on the one hand, but because it was a little bit scary, but I also felt like this literally a massive weight off my shoulders, because I no longer had this burden to contend with. And so I just prayed every day. And I said to God, if you want me to be chief, make it happen. And I gave it my all. I try to do my best at everything I do. So when I ran and I campaigned hard. But I also did a lot of soul searching. I gave a lot of thought and reflection to how I could best serve my people if they were to choose me to be their leader. So I was pretty shocked and overwhelmed when I found out that I was a successful candidate. But I accepted it. And for the past 2 years, I've done my utmost. I've done my best to do whatever I can to serve our nation and to advocate for our people and to help our people. My faith has gotten me through. Prayer has gotten me through. I would not have survived the past 2 years if it wasn't for my belief in God. And I begin my day giving thanks. Before I open my eyes, I start to pray. And I thank God for giving me another day on the earth, for allowing me to breathe. And then I start to give thanks for everything that we have, everything God has created. And then I pray for our people. I pray for my family, my husband, my children, my granddaughter. I pray for the safety of our nation. We have a lot of very serious issues in NCN. There's a lot of poverty. There's a lot of domestic violence, homelessness. A lot of times there's hopelessness, there's despair. So I pray for our people. And I ask God to help us and to help them and to protect them. And especially to protect the children, the elders, everyone who is vulnerable and in need of protection. And because politics can be a dirty business, one thing that really helps me is that I also pray for my enemies. And that is what my father taught me. You pray for your family, you pray for your loved ones, but you also pray for your enemies. And when I do that, I feel that anything that they say or do to try to hurt me is ineffective, because I've got someone much bigger in my corner. For anyone who is ever experiencing a faith crisis, my advice to them would be to believe, to not give up. When good things happen in our life, we're excited, we're happy, everything feels great, but you rarely see people attributing that to God or thanking God. When something bad happens, when there's a tragedy or we lose a loved one, it's always, why, God, why? Why did you do this to me? Why did this happen? And it is much better to live life recognizing that God is always there. And if you need help, or if you're having trouble, if you're in crisis, you only need to pray, to talk to God and ask for help and to ask for guidance, but not just in the bad times, but all the time. And gives you that strength that you need, not just to be happy and to be joyous and to love life and to love those around you, but to survive and to be resilient and to make it through the hard times.